Hi, I wanted to pop on and share the pouring of the ceramica powder as promised. So I have the ceramic powder here from Stamperia. It's a ceramic powder. Love it. It is very lightweight, it's very easy, it's very economical because a little goes a long ways. I have the Cozy Houses mold that I shared with you earlier. This is the tag for it, and that is the number for anyone who is interested in the product number. We do have some in the store and can always get more. So when I am pouring, I like to have other ones. So I have other molds kind of off to the side here. I have a few ideas for projects for Halloween. So I kind of pulled this one that I have, which is the nocturnal insects one. I have this one with the branches and then these frames. I thought might pour some of these and use them in some sort of mixed media project home decor item that is Halloweenish in nature. I thought they all kind of work. That I love this branches one. It is a lot of fun as well to use. This one also, because I love how it's got the wings separate as well as all the insects, so you can have wings of different sizes that you can do other things with anywhere you want a wing, as well as all of the insects. And I love, again, all of these little things that they do so well at Prima. So here, these are all sorts of little kind of screw heads and things like that. I have the packaging on the Nocturne one, so you can see it's got all these little screw heads and things like that, which are really fun to add to all of your projects. There's spots in here on these frames. I've used these frames quite a bit of different things. So anyways, these are some of the other ones. Like I said, I like to have them to the side off so that if I mix up too much and I've got enough for what I want to do in here, I can always have something that I can quickly pour there. This sets relatively quickly, so I found it helpful to have kind of all that stuff prepared off to the side and ready to go, so that you are not taking up too much time once you actually start pouring. So other than the ceramica powder, I have some water here in a container. I have some, this is just going to be kind of like my bowl. It's a measuring cup. I'm just using it as my bowl to mix the ceramica powder in. Have a little spoon and a thing, depending on how much I'm doing, depends kind of on what I use. Just have a little popsicle stick to stir. What I'm really I don't have that I normally have, that I'm just going to try to see if I can find quickly, is normally I have a little spatula, which is with this stuff, but why don't I don't see it today because I'm filming. Oh well, I do have I have my little silicone brush, so I'll use that if I need to try to get it out. It's not the end of the world without the spatula. Just not sure where it went. So we'll leave that just in order to move on. So the ceramica powder is a ceramic powder. It takes about 20 to 40 minutes to cure. I find after about 20 minutes to 30 minutes, depending on how warm, how dry, whatever, is you can pop them out and they're set enough that you're just fine and you let them cure. Now the ratio, it says, is 800 milliliters of water to 1 kilogram of powder. Now this whole thing is only 400 grams of powder, so I don't really measure it that way. All I do, to be quite honest, is it comes in a bag inside that little container. I just pour some in and I mix it kind of like pancake batter. So if you have pancake batter, you want it about that consistency. I'm not that worried about whether I go over or under on this, because like I said, I am planning on pouring some other things. So as long as I get the consistency right, I'll pour into here. Then if I have more, I'll grab the molds and do extra. If I need more to finish off the rest of the houses, I'll mix up more and do that. So a little does tend to go a long way. The first time I ever made it, I was surprised at how far it went. So you just kind of mix it. If I added too much water, which it looks like I probably did here, once you stir it all up, then I'll just add a bit more powder till you get it, because like I said, I'm not that worried. But you can see I did not add that much water at all. It's a little bit thin. I don't know, I think it would just break easier. It's not too bad once you mix it, but you can see it's probably a little bit thinner than I normally have it. So I will add just a tiny bit more powder. And I do just play. I'm not claiming to be an expert at any of this. So I just play around. If it gets too thick, I add a little bit more. It thickens obviously as it starts to set because it starts to cure right away. So you try to stir it up as quickly as possible, getting out any sort of lumps. You don't want any lumps or dry bits in here. And then once it's there, it's kind of like that. That's pretty good. Doesn't look like it's got any real lumps. It doesn't have whatever. Then you just kind of start pouring. So I'm just going to start up here. Not sure if I actually want any of the sentiments or not. Might be a little thicker than I normally do. It is a little thicker than I normally do. Normally it's a little bit runnier, but that's okay. We can do it. Because it's a little thicker, it's not kind of self-leveling itself out to all the little corners, so I'm just using this. If it's a little thinner, it runs into all the corners by itself. But any way you look at it, it'll work. This is where the spatula comes in a little bit handier, but I don't know where it is. I have one specifically for crafting, so my food ones don't ever have to get used in my craft room. As I'm sure probably a lot of us do. We have tools just for in the craft room. I know a lot of people have irons and things like that. Specific for crafts, not ironing clothes. So there's those ones. So I did those 4. And like any other time you're kind of doing it, you can give it a bit of a tap if you want to kind of settle it in there, try to work out any bubbles. Now I'm just going to go right in and make more. This time I am going to do it a bit thinner than I did last time. Might not have needed to, and we'll see, we'll compare. So we'll see what it's like when I do it, because it is thicker than I normally do. But, you know, that's the way it goes when you film and when you do it. Now this one is definitely a little bit thinner. So, I'm just going to add it half. Okay, so this one, you can see it pours more. So we'll see how it is. Now I'm going to use my little, I want to get right in the chimneys and make sure you get all the little cracks and crevices. So use this if you need to. Okay, now with this little bit, I'm going to say, I'm going to try to fill up these. See how far we get on a banner. I'm not really worried. You can always clean up the edges if you need to after, so we'll do that. So that is that. Now I will come back and clean up this. I'm going to pour some more, and I will show you what it's like when we unmold them later. Okay, so we're back. It's been about 20-ish minutes. I'm kind of impatient today because I want to pour more of these, so I thought I would try it. Hopefully popping them early doesn't come back. I wanted to share too. This was quite messy. It's still got a little bit of a film over it, so I'll give it a bigger clean after. I love these neatness mats for one. They work great for these types of things. And then I can put them out on this and I can just pop them over to the side by carrying this. It's strong enough to hold them and do that. But anyways, I just took a little bit of paper towel, misted the mat, and it all came right off everything, all the little drips and drabs and everything else. This, I have not washed these yet, but they will wash up really easily. But I just haven't done it yet because I was gonna do more. So anyways, let's see how they start to come out. So these are the ones that I mixed thinner, first of all. So we'll start there. So you just kind of bend the mold a little bit and they come right out just like that. Look at that, and look at all the details that came in that. That's beautiful. Love it. So do that. You can also turn them and kind of pop them this way and just have them fall out on there, whatever is easier for you. I just did it the other way first because I wanted to check. This one's a little soft, so just being careful, but they're coming out beautifully. So those are the ones that I did, like I said, that were a little bit softer. This is a little bit thicker of there. So excited to play with these. So excited to play with this. And this is just the last little bits that I had. So as you can see, they all popped out really well. There's that. It's got a little bit of crud in the bottom there. There's that one. There's this one. Love all the details in them. That. Look at that. Perfect. Oh, so excited. And these you can just clean up the edges really easily. Like that. And there you go. So now I will let these dry all the way and cure. I'm going to pour some more, like I said. Even this one, even though it wasn't all smooth on there because I didn't have it, look how well that printing came out. So I can clean up the edges. I can then come along and I will seal it first. I will use some gesso to seal it. Then I will probably paint them, and then I will come back and I don't know if I'll put some wax over top of it or paint it again with a fine detail just kind of going over it, or I'm not sure. I might do a light color and then do a bit of kind of antiquing with a darker one and take it off a little bit. I haven't decided. I'm not sure what I'm going to do. I'm going to do a variety of things, probably all of the above in the end with all of these, because like I said, I have several projects in mind for using these. But I'm going to go and I'm going to take my mold and pour some more. So that is just how you use it. I hope you enjoyed the little tutorial on how to use the Ceramica powder and seeing the molds in action. And like I said, once they have cured and I start working on a project, if you're interested, I can maybe do one of these, like show you how to paint one and do whatever. Let me know if you are interested in the comments and I'll film it when I decorate one of these. Okay, bye.